I am beautiful inside and out, delivered to me by Grow Coffee. Right, then tell me how you do it. that's what I had last week.
Shortcake.
Aye. Mine just like an Alex cake. Right, you're back. I was actually thinking that in the mind.
An Empire biscuit, sorry it's not.
So before we go into anything else, right, so it'll probably all 40 bits, man, but it doesn't matter, it's still worth a go.
Yeah. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
When was the last time I ran down a hill?
That's it.
Hello LinkedIn, me again, and welcome to today's Late Lunch Show. As you all know, the shows are now pre-recorded, so we are sitting here just now. What's today's date, Alison? It's the 17th. So as we're recording this right now, you'll probably be watching all the highlights from last week's golf event. So we had a charity golf event last Friday, and the Bold Mango media team came along with their camera, and yes, you caught some really good stuff on the day. A lot of it actually had to be cut out though, Alison, because there seemed to be a lot of people there that said bad words. Said bad words.
Not good.
Said bad words, and but I'm pretty sure that the video will still be good fun because people had a lot of good fun on the day. The weather was fantastic, and we've raised a bit of money for charity. So.
Excellent, all good.
So all in all, good day had by all. So on today's show, we've got Alison again. So Alison was on the show. Alison was our last live. Right, you were the last live. And LinkedIn messed it up again. So we said, you know what? We just deleted the show because the conversation we had that day was brilliant. And what I didn't want to do was have it that there was any of the value lost. So we're going to go for it again. Yep. So if anybody did watch the show and we repeat it again, well, it's fine because it's good enough to repeat twice. So before we get started, big thanks as always to Bold Mango Media, Andrew, Amelia's through next door. Thank you very much, guys, for making all this happen. And we better give Grow a thanks before we get stuck into the cakes. So I'll go first. I've got another one of these matcha thingamajiggamies because I've already had 2 coffees, and I'll show you that. Look at that. And that strawberry tart has come at a request from my better half. Because I said to her, I says, listen, I'm probably not going to eat my cake. What would you like? She's like, oh, get me a strawberry tart. So, nice. As well as giving Grow a shout out, hopefully I'm getting some brownie points at home.
Always good.
Yeah, so what you got?
Okay, I've gone for the coffee today.
Yeah, coffee.
Nice.
And you are, what's it saying it?
I am beautiful inside and out.
Agreed.
Lovely statement, important for everybody to know.
Yeah.
And
this
I've gone for a lovely carrot cake today.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So it's definitely not a little carrot cake, that's for sure.
No, that will be more than one sitting and a share, I think.
Yeah, but it looks awesome. It looks awesome. Right, so Alison, so let's talk about SMAS, right? So obviously last time what I said is even if you could give us a wee bit of information on your background, because I think that's really valuable in what you help people with and the value you bring to your role. And then let's go in and talk a wee bit about SMAS and what SMAS do.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, right, let's go for it. The floor is yours, as they say.
Right. So I've been in engineering since I was actually at school, so we won't mention when.
That's fine.
And although I never made it into the Navy, I was really keen on the engineering and the Fleet Air Arm, and that drove my career and my options at school. So I was doing drawing and all the design stuff from a very early age of about 9.
Brilliant.
So
just, sorry, a quick one then. So where does that stem from? Did you have engineering people within your family?
My dad was an industrial chemist.
Right, okay.
And the sort of engineering sort of picked up from a conversation and a visit at school from the Royal Navy. Yeah. And that really got me interested in engineering from day one. But we are all science backgrounds.
Yeah. No, because obviously I've always had a bit of an engineering and a technical brain. Yeah. But there wasn't really any engineers. So I always wondered where I got it from. There wasn't really any engineers in my family. I did have people that were technical. Like my dad was always technical. My papa was and stuff like that. But there wasn't any engineers in my family. But I always just like taking things to bits. I never actually got to putting them back together, but I used to take everything to bits, and it was always electronic stuff. Like, I got a ghetto blaster, right? I'm going to take that to bits to see how it works, and then so you get something from Santa, and then by the time New Year came, it was in bits, and that was your present gone. But no, as I say, just interested to see if there was a thing. So sorry, carry on.
So quite naturally, I then chose mechanical and manufacturing engineering as my degree. So I came out with that and started in drawing and design, and worked through and picked up a lot more manufacturing as I went along. And then I did a postgrad certificate in engineering management, bringing along those project skills, finance skills, and that along the way to actually drive projects. So and my career has been driven by change management, manufacturing and design improvements.
Fantastic. And the one thing, because we spoke about the last time, was obviously the lean type projects and understanding lean principles, because that's where I see a huge amount of benefits, continuous improvement, lean and all that. So you've been involved in that part, that kind of element for a while as well, haven't you?
Yes, for many years I'd been doing that through the design side, through windows and doors, through the car industry. So they started really early on when we first got into ISO 9000. They started with QS 9000.
Right.
So really early doors, I was doing process improvements on lines for automotive parts.
Yep.
And then my career moved on, and I actually was fortunate enough to spend a few years at Toyota Motor Manufacturing at Burniston, and that really brought me along because everything they do is lean focused, and that's where my training background came from, and I got qualified in training as well.
No, brilliant. And I don't think so. So see anybody that's never actually kind of been involved in the automotive industry, I don't think anybody would appreciate how just in time that sector is.
It is very.
Yeah, and because the other thing is, because obviously we don't do a lot in it at the moment with regards to the reliability side of things, but I can't remember what the costs are, but if say Toyota, right, so if Toyota have it that their line breaks down, it's huge amounts of money, isn't it? Because they don't have, it's not as if there's redundancy, because it is a just-in-time process and it's completely lean the way they manufacture things, they cannot afford for it to break down.
Yes, there's a very structured approach to a stoppage on the line, and an and-on as they call it.
An and-on?
And-on is where they support the line. So when an operator has an issue and pulls the and-on cord, which stops the line for a quality issue or any other issue, then immediately there's a structured support of team leader straight there, sort the problem out. If they can't sort it out, then the next up person comes and everything is supported across the line to get that moving. Because everything's on continuous line, you can't pull the product out like any other line. So everything has to flow through. So.
See, that's amazing. So again, I didn't even know that and-on bit. So it's like it's like an emergency response team, right? But from a production side, so someone pulls that, then it's right. Okay, there is now a process it follows. So it's like a fire drill. So if in other senses, so. Fire alarm goes, then there's a structured process that has to be followed to make sure everybody's safe.
And the support systems in there as well, whether that's the production side, whether that's the maintenance side, and everything gets sorted there and then. So the line pulls through for the orders by the end of the day.
Brilliant. It sounds like they could really be doing a good reliability company. So you've been involved in obviously that field, right? And then you obviously did a lot in training and you've did stuff like that. And then obviously you've now moved over and started working for SMAS. So how long have you been with SMAS?
Been with SMAS just over 2 years now.
Right. And so let's go in and tell anybody that's watching what SMAS is and why SMAS is it.
Okay, SMAS. So for those of you that don't know, SMAS stands for the Scottish Manufacturing Advisory Service, and we're a specialist team within Scottish Enterprise, one of many. So there's always a support network there for you inside or with our business partners. So as a team, we will go out and support businesses in their economic development, or if they've got any issues or problems or queries, we can advise them, and we can actually go in and help them with a diagnostic as well to see where the best support is for them.
Brilliant. No, and I think obviously when we first met, I'd already heard about SMAS before, and people says, "Oh, you need to get involved," blah 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 blah. And then when you and I met, I went, "Do you know what? This is just came at the right time," because when we're looking at it, there is so much that we want to do within our business. But obviously we see all these other companies out there that we work with that are in the manufacturing sector that are all dealing with challenges. And when then I spoke to you and you told me what's the purpose of SMAS, I'm going, all of these people should be talking to you guys. Right? All of these people should be getting help and support from you, because that's what you're there for. And obviously, I don't know how many do, right? But anybody that's manufacturing anything, there is always something to improve. So how many people, how many companies do you guys deal with in Scotland? Do you know? Is it hundreds, thousands?
We can deal with any business that has a process, specifically SMAS, but we can also go in and help and point you in the right direction as well. So it's probably something like a couple of thousand a year that we'll interact with, not necessarily do support work for, etc. But support-wise, we probably deal with a couple of hundred businesses a year. There's
interaction going on.
Yes.
There's projects going on. There's improvements going on with a couple of that. And that's still good to hear that you've got a couple of hundred businesses in Scotland that are trying to make themselves better.
Yes, that's at any one time in a year that we could be working with, but interacting with. SMAS probably interact across the whole of the team. Probably, like I say, 1,500, 2,000 a year with interactions to support, like we spoke about last time on our events and things like that as well.
No, brilliant. And we spoke, obviously, the last time a wee bit, and then before we come on about it, you've got a kind of regional approach, but you guys cover the whole of Scotland, even like High and Sosie and stuff like that?
Yes. So we're divided up into 3 teams. So I work in the West team with my colleagues. We've got an East team and a North team. So the North partially cover Highlands and Islands enterprise, and ourselves and the East team support the South of Scotland enterprise as well. And we work on a locality based. So we've got offices and accessibility from Aberdeen down to Dumfries.
Brilliant. Right, yeah, so in that, because we've obviously got a lot of people that watch the show from all over Scotland, and it's obviously good to let them know that obviously that it's, because some people think that a lot of the things that we talk about down here are just really for the West Coast, but they're not. We are talking about things that are accessible to anybody anywhere in the UK, but obviously this specific what for SMAS is Scotland. So so if there's any companies in Inverness area or Aberdeen area or the Perth regions and stuff like this that are in the manufacturing sector, or as you say, they don't even have to be manufacturing, they've got a process.
Yes, right.
They've got a process that you would like to try and, 1, identify if your process is suitable, but 2, then also understand if there's any improvements to your process, they can reach out to you guys and try and get involved.
Yes, and if they've not had any interactions before, we can help support that, and we can see and forward you on to other specialists within Scottish Enterprise as well, because we're quite a diverse team. Yeah,
and one of the things that I liked when we first met was you're trying to help open up the Scottish Enterprise ecosystem to people, which was brilliant to hear, because Scottish Enterprise, it's a large tanker, right, that you're trying to find your way around, or the turning of the tanker scenario, but it is a complex beast at times, where understanding who the right people to speak to can always be challenging. And you were there saying, right, well, give me your kind of problem to a certain extent, and I'll go and try and see who's best to find it. So I think getting you guys involved in one way, shape or form, and if nothing else, if it's not your team, You
Yes.
and I'd imagine your other colleagues that are part of your team will be similar to yourself, where they're interested and happy to try and then help navigate a little bit of that Scottish enterprise ecosystem.
Yes. So whether that's the big ecosystem across Scotland, from Seed Pod to Ames to other areas, and Smart Hub that we've got
Yep.
reasonably locally, across to the local gateways and all the specialists within Scottish enterprise, it's very difficult for somebody outside to understand all of that, and that's where we can come in, talk to businesses, and complete a review,
Yeah.
of which we've got different standards of review relative to the question or where the business is at a particular time. If they know what they want, we can do one review. If they don't know what they want, there's another review. If they've got further on their journey, we can look at a industry 4 review and look more into their digital and what progression might be available to them. So there's lots of different things that we can do that then leads to a proposal.
Yep.
Which is specific to their business, specific to their process, and it means that everything there is based on what they want and what they need to develop their business.
Right. No, it's hugely valuable. Is even just getting that initial look into
Yes.
your business, because what I think we spoke about this the last time as well. Is, see, when you're running a business, right, or you're running a process, you're running anything. A lot of the time you're blinkered because you're too busy trying to run it.
Yes, and it is difficult for those small, medium enterprises, as it is for large businesses as well, sometimes to free that time up.
Yep.
So some of the projects we're there to support. So we're hands-on support and can lead teams to complete projects and help them focus and take them through that process.
Yeah.
Now, up to the point where we've spoken about reviews and things, that's free of charge from ourselves.
Yeah.
The advice is free. We can then delve into research and other things that are within the Scottish Enterprise remit, but we can also help with projects and get them through and look at lean tools and other things that would fit into their business and agree with them a stage-gated tile project to move them through and help them with their teams to actually progress and come through with the journey with us.
Yeah. One of the things, so obviously when people hear SMAS, they probably think it's looking at, right, I'm bringing in a raw material and turning it into a product, that process. But it doesn't have to be that, doesn't it not?
It doesn't. We've led several projects within businesses or within our academy as well, which we can
we'll
talk about
that,
later. It can, as long as there's a process where there's a drive for a customer, then that could be a service, a maintenance, a design process, a planning process.
Yep.
We've had projects across the board, across the whole of Scotland, different businesses that actually focus on all of those elements instead, which, as long as you've got a measurable criteria at the beginning, and you can actually benchmark that, we can improve it.
Here's a question for you then. This is just me thinking internally within our business. So David, who you met, and we'll talk about the breakfast event in a second, but David you met, he's looking at a few of the different internal processes that we've got. So it's the likes of, we've got a process there which is from when a purchase order is received to a job is complete. Right, so the purchase order gets received, we then create a job pack, the job pack goes to the relevant engineers, they then have a pre-job meeting, they then go and do the job, they then have a KPI against delivering the report, and then it gets invoiced and that's complete. So is that something, because it's a process, it's got a deliverable for a client, it's obviously impactful for our business to make sure that we can get that right and as lean as possible, is that something that could be added in?
Definitely. That is definitely a project that we can cover. It's based on a simple design stage gate, and there can be wastes in that project, in that process line, so we can look at that and assess it, or get the individuals to look at it and assess it.
And what about trying to help automate some of it? So the likes of, so we in that process just now, so we're looking at, right, there's quite a lot of manual touch points that take place in it, and we're looking at how we could potentially automate some of that. So can you guys come in and help and say, right, well, we'll look at the process, go through the thing, then it's a project is put on to try and automate parts of it, and looking at how we can really lean it down.
Definitely.
Right.
There's a project that can be based on that, and that can either be through ourselves, through SMAS, or that could be through one of our other specialist teams, depending on the elements, or we'd work on it together. And that could also be potentially a next level for an Industry 4 review, which is a more in-depth progression through to the next stages.
Right, okay,
automation and digitalisation and that type of thing.
And see, does Industry 4 review cost money?
No,
so you can still get that, but there has to be a justification behind it. It's not just everybody can come say, we want an Industry 4 review.
That's correct. But our normal reviews, you can have a review.
Right, okay.
Okay, to actually understand where your difficulties and problems are and what project offers.
Remind me before we leave that I'm going to phone David and ask him to get that process moving with you.
Yes.
So that's brilliant, and I think that was a good bit to explain, because again, see, before we ever spoke, I just thought that you only supported manufacturing businesses to make sure they could put improvements into their production process, and it's not the case.
It's not the case. It's any process.
Yeah. See, maybe so SMAS. Right, I think you think you maybe need to speak to the head honchos in Scottish Enterprise and see if we need to maybe change the M to something else. So if you see it, it's turned into something else, it's no SMAS anywhere, and it's swoosh, swash, then you know it's been influenced by the late lunch show, Alison. Right, so you guys do quite a lot of events. So last time we did the show was just before the breakfast event.
Yes.
So what we'll now do, if possible, just give a wee bit an update on how that went. Because the feedback, so I had a couple of our team at the event, and the feedback I got was really good, really positive, and they said that they could think of loads of things we could do. So how did it go from your side?
It was a very well attended event. We had over 20 businesses that were interested.
Brilliant.
And as the feedback, there was lots of people there.
Yeah.
I must shout out for our previous delegate, Amy Griffiths, who was our presenting and showing what projects and how the Business Academy helped her.
Right, so where's she from?
She's from Neogen.
Neogen?
Yes.
What is it they do?
They're over at Auchengrove.
Right, okay.
And their analysis of sample products for...
the agricultural industry? Yeah. Actually do a lot of agricultural stuff in Auchengrove, don't you?
Yeah.
Nah, good.
So Scott Keel, who's one of the other airship
the guy
he works with Neogen.
Right, good.
So she did an excellent presentation. We also had some other team members that were on the previous BIA with Amy from other businesses, and they're there. So they've now, both of these businesses have promoted the people that have been on the programme.
Brilliant.
They are now project champions, doing this work more repeatedly, and they are now the next people that are going to be the next sponsors.
Fantastic. And that's what you're looking for.
Yes.
Yeah, because again, the people that we're looking to try and put people in our business, that's just going to help them become better at what they do, and seeing people getting recognition for that and putting themselves forward is brilliant. So well done, Amy.
Yes.
Right. Well done,
And
Amy.
thank you.
Sorry. And thank you, did you say?
Amy.
Oh,
Yes.
and thank you to Amy. I wasn't there, Amy, but I did hear that your the speakers were very good. So well done, Amy. Thank you, Amy. And if you're watching this show, give yourself a pat in the back. So attended by over 20 businesses. So was that Ayrshire businesses, most of them?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, good. And then the goal of that was to introduce the Business Improvement Academy?
Yes.
Right.
So we've been running the Business Improvement Academy for many years, but part of the update of that was that we've now refreshed it. So doing the lean bit ourselves, bringing it along,
improvement.
and improving it. We're also now accredited through the Lean Competency System through Cardiff University.
Good.
So the slight change to it is now that there is a little multiple choice question in there, but it just reaffirms, and we do mini quizzes through, so we bring the individuals through. So our next one is due to start on the 18th of August.
Yep.
That's the sponsors' day, because the sponsors have responsibilities as well to support the delegates that they're bringing through. And then the delegate programme starts on the first Tuesday in September for 5 weeks. So it's 1 day a week, and then we will have a best practice visit, so they get an opportunity to see in practice what they've learnt on the programme. So, and the programme is workshop based, so a little bit of knowledge and understanding, and then we do activities so that it embeds it. So it's not a sit back, look through the books or anything like that. It's literally you learn and do the activities through the progression of the course. So you pick up everything, and you get to interact with other businesses and see that they have the same similar problems and things that they need to overcome, and they go on their journey together. And because you've got a mixed group from, like you say, different types of activities and processes, not just business backgrounds, the discussion becomes more interactive, more bouncing of ideas, and everybody follows along on the journey together.
Brilliant. And just for the obviously people that are maybe watching this, so when you're saying sponsor, what that is there is a sponsor within a business. So say that's a manager, a leader, or a team leader, something like that, that's saying, right, this is a project that we think would be beneficial to our business, and I'm going to pick Joe.
Yeah.
Right, and Joe's going to lead that from our side, because what we want to do is, as well as develop this process within our business, we want to also help develop Joe, and we want Joe to champion it.
Yes, that's right. So we've maintained the project champion and bringing along the leader within the programme. So it's not just about the lean tools and skills.
Yeah.
It's about developing the individual so that they can go on the process, learn, see how it's put into practice, and then the second part of the programme is to complete a project for themselves.
Yep.
So they complete approximately an 8-week project, embedding and demonstrating the skills that they've learnt through the programme. We then support them through that with coaching sessions, and then from there they present it as part of their final project presentation back to the group, and that's based mid-December.
And how many people, how many kind of delegates or champions do you usually have in each kind of group? So if this one is starting in August, so how many businesses do you think?
Between 6 and 15 delegates we can take. So that enables enough people to have a good interactive and discussions, etc. And it's enough for the activity so you can get everything covered. Yeah,
because obviously I'm a massive believer in peer-to-peer learning, and that's why I was asking that question, because see, if you've got 10 champions for 10 different businesses, that interaction, that peer-to-peer interaction, I think it'll be massively valuable to everybody that's involved in it. So that's great.
And it works really well for smaller and medium companies, because as well as large ones, but it means that people aren't taken out of the business all the time, and you haven't got to do a collective in one go. So we can do them internally in businesses as well, which we did explain on the breakfasts. But that's more difficult for businesses to take those 6 to 10 people out in any one session. Yeah. And have them all doing it at the same time. It tends to be for the bigger businesses that. Yeah.
But the other thing is as well, though, you want to learn from other businesses. I mean, I've been working and led teams in big, large businesses before, and what you're doing with those types of things, you're trying to get someone from engineering, someone from HR, someone from accounts. So you're trying to take people from different departments, or if you've got a variety of different business units, you're pulling people from all them. So that's fine. because they all do different jobs and
Yes.
something completely different. Whereas for small and medium businesses, trying to, so like say for example, you've got somebody from my business, right? And then there's someone else that's from, like just say Amy, right?
Yep.
So, and we've got Amy there. Amy's day-to-day life is completely different from, say, let's say it's Jay or Kyle or whoever, anybody in my
Yep.
business. Their two worlds are completely different. But there'll be similar challenges.
Yes.
Right, and there'll be similar things that go on, and if you're looking at a process, there'll be similar blockers, and so getting them talking to each other is massively important.
It is. It is. It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
To the group dynamics, and also understanding that it's okay to have different points of view, and it's okay to see things differently, because that's the understanding and how you build the teams together.
Yeah.
To be able to say, oh yes, it's good to have that, and it's good to have the different elements, because then when you are problem solving and coming in, you get lots more different ideas and lots more things, so that things don't get missed.
Yeah, and I think that what you just said there about the problem solving bit, that for me is one of the key things on how to do continuous improvement. It is, you're thinking about something that is different from what you do. Right, and you're saying, and you're actually trying to look forward, and you're looking at challenges that and improvements to make things better. Because a lot of the time that people, and it's sad to say, but people just sometimes come in and do it because they're told to do it, and they do it that way because they've always done it that way. And that's one of the things a statement that really, really, really frustrates me. Oh, we've always done it like that. Okay, is it right?
That's not the statement to be frustrated with. That's the flag to go, let's start a project.
Yeah.
And that's where we can help you with the conversation.
Yeah, we, as I say, one of the, our business. So our business is all about trying to do things different all the time. So we champion that across the whole business. Some people do it more than others, and some people that just come in and question everything because that's the way they are, which I love, right? But when we see it in customers and people that we work alongside, why do you do that? I mean, I think we went through this the last time, the 5 whys. I mean, I am probably the biggest champion of the 5 whys ever, right? Because I always want to know why things happen. Back to the how my ghetto blaster worked. I want to know how that works. Why does it do this? Why does that thing turn that on? But I think it's a brilliant thing, and we try and instill it within everybody in our business. But then we go to other places and it's, screw that in. Like, why'd you screw that in? Well, I don't know. Because I'm told to. But why? Because that's how we do it. But why? And eventually always get, that's just what I'm told to, or that's why we've always done it, or we need more people that are going to question and on, because that's how you improve.
Yeah.
But you want to hopefully see businesses out there that have got leaders who actually embrace somebody questioning them, right, and saying, why do we do this? Because that is how things get better.
Yeah. That's always the goal.
Aye.
And that's within businesses, regardless of the size, they've always got something that they want to do better.
Yep.
Regardless of which area it is, it's nearly always a process that they're referring to.
Yeah.
And that's why we can help.
No, brilliant. So is there still spaces for people in this next?
There is
we'll
spaces.
Say the BIA, but it's the Business Improvement Academy again.
It is known as the BIA.
It's known as the BIA. Right.
Yes, there are spaces for that.
Right.
If you haven't seen any of our flyers, etc., it is on Eventbrite.
Yep.
It's under SMAS, and you can find it under there. And you just click on it to book.
Is it on the SMAS LinkedIn page?
It will be.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's also been forwarded by myself on my LinkedIn page.
There you go. So just go into Alison's LinkedIn page. You can see her because she'll have her name and a link to her LinkedIn on here. So troll the hell out of her. Go on there and just like, oh, hello Alison, I've seen you on the show. Thank you very much. Can I get in? And is there any entry requirements or anything like that for it?
Obviously, once it gets to project stage or the BIA, there is a cost for this.
Yeah.
So it's for SMEs, it's £1,000 plus VAT, and for non-SMEs, it's £1,200 plus VAT. and you click and fill the boxes in. So you fill in as the sponsor and you fill in the delegate's name.
Yeah, okay. No, good. No, I think, as I say, it sounds brilliant to me. And £1,000, yeah, it's not as if it's that cheap, but it's definitely not expensive for the value you're going to get. Well, I'll give you an example. So see the process that I talked about to you there, and that was just one off the top of my head. So if we can make that 10% slicker, right, we would save that £1,000 in the space of a month.
Yeah.
Right. So
that's on the principle of the projects that SMAS work on. So we do have day rates which are £300 plus VAT for SMEs and £600 plus VAT for non-SMEs. But based on that, obviously it's an average depending on the size of the project and the size of the business flows and dynamics, etc. But the average SMAS project over the last 20 years has saved £130,000 per business.
Yeah.
So
this is for a small cost.
For a small cost. So it's obviously relative, and that's averages, but we do support businesses and we can help them through, and we can support them as much as they need, from an advisory level right up to doing a full hands-on project for them.
Brilliant.
So, but the advantage of the Business Improvement Academy is that they bring on people along to be able to do the projects, and we can support them there with that. And
I think that's massive. As I say, if you're looking to upskill your staff and get a champion of a philosophy within your business, you get them on something like this. Right, I'm hoping that when we send whoever we end up sending on it, we send someone on it, and then they're coming in and going, right, why are we doing that? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Why are we doing this? Right, and then that's how we'll improve. Just getting that philosophy. Obviously, I think we're kind of running out of time, but we'll just kind of finish on this one, because when we last spoke, that's what I said to you. See, when you come from, because I come from a manufacturing sector, right? So I did an apprenticeship as a electronic engineering in manufacturing. Everything was all about lean, right? Did a Kaizen project, learned all about Kaizen and stuff like that, and I'm going, see the amount of things that can get made better just by, and a lot of time it's just small changes.
Yes.
But see, when that's something that I know, something that you know, but then see when you go and speak to lots of other people, they don't understand the principles of it.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know. Yeah, great thing. You don't know what you don't know. And what I think is, see anybody that goes on to this, into the Business Improvement Academy and starts to learn these principles and that mindset, they're going to be going great guns. Because I say, within our business, we probably not get anybody apart from myself, Kane, maybe to a certain extent as well, that can understand this. And I can't wait to see the outcomes of this, because that one project, whatever we decide that project's going to be, that's only the start. Because then what you've now got is you've got people within your business that are starting to understand lean as a principle and looking at, right, what have we got wastage in here? And in every process, as you say, you're looking at how can we improve that to get the same, if not better outcome, but without the same amount of time or resources or cost involved in it.
Yes, and that sums it up as to what we do. We look at the waste. We look and guide and help get that waste removed. But it's not removing elements of your process, which is the important thing. We enhance the value add of your process by removing the non-value add.
Brilliant. Well, we'll leave it there. Should you say that again? You enhance
the value add of your process by removing the non-value add.
There you go.
And that's basically how we support every business.
Brilliant. So I think that's a great way to leave it off. So you see that wee bit there? That's going to be a little short video, I'm pretty confident. Andrew, what do you think? Definitely. So we'll get a thumbs up there, because that is what it's all about. Removing the non-value add. Well done. Right, okay. How long have we been, Andrew? over?
40 minutes.
Oh well, so much for this. So I'm sitting saying now we pre-record them, we'll be able to keep them to half an hour, but still can't keep it to half an hour.
That's all right. So I wanted to say thank you for having me.
No problem
Much
at all.
appreciated.
No problem at all, and thank you for coming back on. Right, and this time at least we know that the value add from the conversation will not be devalued because of shitty sound, right? Because LinkedIn messed us about, so that'll be good. All right, thank you very much. So anybody that's obviously, because you're now watching this pre-recorded, so you're not watching it live, but anybody that's watching it on the Friday as it's normally aired, because this will be aired now next Friday, Andrew, is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so the way we're trying to do it is today 17 should be aired next Friday. So anybody that's still watching it, that's watching it live on the Friday, live but not live, in the Friday, thank you for still watching it. Anybody that's watching this back over the weekend or whatever like that, hope you've had a great weekend. Hopefully you've got a lot of value add from what Alison's been talking about. And if you're interested in getting involved in the Business Improvement Academy, reach out to Alison and you can kind of navigate the process with them.
And obviously need to sort of just let you know that because of terms and conditions we have to close the LinkedIn earlier than the 18th, so please don't leave it till the last minute to book.
Yeah, so you'll see this in the 24th.
Yeah.
Right, so get your finger out.
Bookings before the end of the month.
Yes, booking, so you've got 7 days to apply and book and go on the Eventbrite thing or whatever, however Alison tells you how to do it, right? So you're going to have 7 days between you seeing this and getting it done, so get it done.